this guy, Chris Coles, whoever he is, in like a dark room, and he's like, he's not cuddly. He might look like Santa Claus, but a Satan Santa Claus. You're the one who scares me a little bit.
Megyn Kelly and other MAGA right-wingers are going after Kamala Harris's VP pick, Tim Walz, for incredibly petty things that I don't think any normal person actually cares about. But we're going to take a look at Megyn Kelly talking about Tim Walz. Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks break this down, and we get into some other right-wing ridiculous critiques. I'm going to share my thoughts from time to time. Let's check this nonsense out together.
How about all the bowing, Steve? You know, it's like he spent all the 30 trips to China. He said they never treated him so well. And now he like bows like he's Chinese all the time. You know, I have news for you, Governor. We don't do that in our country. Bowing over to people. That's not our thing. I think, look at him with the hands together. Mm. What are you doing? It's not a yoga class, and you're not in China. You're running to be the vice president of the United States. And newsflash, if you bow to a foreign leader like that, you're going to get crushed.
Are you? Are you really going to get crushed? I mean, did Donald Trump get crushed after declaring his love for North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, who sent him love letters? I mean, interesting. Okay. Now, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. Look, they're back at it. Remember when Michelle Obama and Barack Obama did a fist bump? They called it a terrorist fist jab.
Obviously.
Right. And so nobody in this country does this at all. It's never happened. Putting your hands together literally never happened in the country.
Never happened.
That's why the thanks emoji on every phone is two hands together like this. Okay, but it's never happened. This is so crazy. Can you believe how weird and Chinese Tim Walz is? Come on, man, you sound unhinged and ridiculous. But if we're having a conversation about bowing, first of all, Donald Trump saluted a North Korean general, which is a huge no-no. Oh my God, if a Democrat had done that, oh, look at this, communism, let alone the love letters, etc. But I want to show you two pictures here. This is Donald Trump with Vladimir Putin. Kind of looks like a bow. If you say, well, look, pictures can be misleading, maybe what's the camera angle? No, there's 1,000 angles on this. Let's show you another one. He looked, I mean, you want to talk about weak? And you never see Trump looking like that with anybody else. Always holding his head up high, bullying people, pushing people around. But with Putin, all of a sudden, bent neck, bowing. Megyn Kelly, where are you at?
Crushed.
And Cenk Uygur, I mean, I don't know that this is a bow in these pictures, but Donald Trump does look like a scolded dog or something with Putin. And we know that, you know, Putin has Trump in his back pocket. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But Megyn Kelly, you know, she's done this full heel turn at one time, you know, when she was on Fox and then NBC. In the mainstream media universe, she was viewed as an actual journalist, but now she is just nothing. She's MAGA through and through, just defending Donald Trump every single day. She's making a lot of money on her YouTube channel or her podcast or whatever, I'm sure, with the views that she gets, but she has gone full on MAGA. And any thoughts of Megyn Kelly having any journalistic integrity at all, if she ever did, and I'm not saying that she really did, but the establishment looked at her that way, looked at her in that way at one time. That's all completely out the window now.
You're crushed. And by the way, he actually was crushed by Putin. But anyways, I know Russia. Oh no, Republicans flip out the word Russia was said.
So look, conservatives, especially conservatives in the media, seem to be kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel in attacking the VP pick for Kamala Harris, Tim Walz. And I think it's because Tim Walz seems to appeal to a lot of people. I think Harris did a really good job with her VP pick, and he's able to kind of connect with people as an ordinary person. He comes across as an ordinary, relatable person. So look, Megyn Kelly isn't the only one going after him over complete and utter nonsense. Let's take a look at the next clip.
The Great Walls of China has a lot of red flags, but one is glaring: his body language. Here's Twitchy Tim on stage, waving profusely in a very unsettling manner, very unsettling. Men should not move this way. It's not the way we move.
How do men move? I don't know. Does Tim
And Jesse Waters, this guy, the worst of the worst. And he's constantly doing this weird stuff. Men shouldn't drink through a straw. I've never heard that in my entire life until Jesse Waters said it on TV. And talking about how Biden eats ice cream and men shouldn't blow on their soup. That's not masculine and all of this. I would absolutely not be surprised if some pictures or video or something would leak of Jesse Waters at a gay club, because there's just so much projection here. If he's gay, fine. I mean, there's absolutely nothing in the world wrong with that. But I mean, all this guy talks about is what real men are supposed to do. And it's this bizarre stuff like don't drink through a straw. Don't wave your hands in a certain way. Don't bow. I mean, it's just, Jesse, I don't know who this appeals to. I mean, the guy, Jesse Waters, has a job and he makes millions of dollars and somebody likes this, but I can't imagine the 70-year-olds who are watching Fox News that this really appeals to them. I guess it must, though. I don't get it. I just don't get Jesse Waters. But leave in the comments, why do people like Jesse Waters?
Tim Walz strike you as a effeminate person?
They're so dumb.
I hate our
they
politics.
Can't help themselves.
I hate our politics so much.
So, like, we covered that earlier. And Jesse Waters like implying that Tim Walz is gay. Because they have no other thing other than hate, right? So, Kamala slept her way to the top. Tim Walz is gay. Guys don't act like, all right, whatever, man. He's a football coach. And then they're like, oh yeah, just an assistant coach. Oh God, Jesus, you guys are a hot mess, man. So his popularity is sky high, Tim Walz is. They haven't been able to knock it down. He got bills passed that are super popular. American people find him adorable. So these guys are losing their minds. One of them called him.
Adorable. Should we be calling men adorable? Jesse Waters would say men should never be called adorable.
A serial killer Santa. Why? Because we're just making things up. And apparently guys don't move like Tim Walz. How do they move, Jesse? Do they move by slashing people's tires like you did to try to sleep with your producer?
Yeah, seriously. There was also, you mentioned this, referenced the Newsmax conversation about the Satan Santa thing. Why don't we take a look at that?
The left says that Tim Walz is cuddly. That's their term for him, cuddly. And I have to say it's kind of true. He's got this Santa Claus-like look to him, except this Santa Claus could potentially be a serial killer. That's the problem. He's kind of terrifying. He's sort of like, they used to say Ted Bundy was handsome.
Who looks at Tim Walz and thinks terrifying? Who? And these right-wing people are completely wrong on this because he has the highest Tim Walz has the highest popularity of any of the four candidates: Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Kamala Harris, and Tim Walz is by far the most popular, and just annihilating J.D. Vance in terms of popularity.
But he was a serial killer. So this is like if Santa Claus was a serial killer. I mean, this could be a movie. This guy is so creepy, so terrifying, because he's like a communist, but he looks like Santa Claus. So it's absolutely terrifying.
Well,
can we just address the optics of that video, right? You have the B-roll on the side, right, of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, and they're happy. Tim Walz is like waving at people, he's smiling. And then you have this guy, Chris Coles, whoever he is, in like a dark room, and he's like, he's not cuddly. He might look like Santa Claus, but a Satan Santa Claus. You're the one who scares me a little bit. You're the one who strikes me as someone who might be hiding bodies in the basement.
Yeah, let alone Gorka, that ghoul. I mean, if anybody's a serial killer, it's Serb Gorka. Okay. By the way, nobody's a serial killer. Like, for example, when the Democrats joked about Ted Cruz being a Zodiac killer, it was a joke. We didn't mean. So this guy's like, no, Tim Walz looks terrifying.
Does he?
Does he?
Like, you have to have something to go on, right? Like, you have to provide something to give the audience a bit of an impression that this guy is scary. But I don't know. I don't know if the producers over at Newsmax secretly hate the hosts and the content that they're producing, but that B-roll was amazing. Like that video was like the most lovely video ever. And then you have the two guys talking about how he's so scary and dangerous.
I got one pet peeve too, and I'm up to here with this, so I can't take it anymore. Okay, Republicans, every time you call someone a communist in America that's in mainstream politics, you might as well hang a sign around your neck saying, I'm a moron, I know nothing.
No,
okay?
I'm a boomer, I know nothing. Like it's such a 1980s like political attack. Like get with the times. Like no one's buying that at all.
Okay, real quick, because apparently Republicans have no idea what it means. Communism is when you're not allowed to have any private property. There are no private businesses, private homes, private cars, nothing, okay? Kamala Harris and a lot of the Democrats are on the opposite side of the political spectrum. They're corporatists who service their corporate donors, corporate Republicans like Mitch McConnell, corporate Democrats like Nancy Pelosi. They're the opposite of communists. They say, whatever our corporate donors want, we're gonna give to them. That's not, I don't know. Look, man, if you think you just don't understand communism at all, stop embarrassing yourself by saying.
And Cenk Uygur is right with what he's saying, but the right-wingers and the Republicans and MAGA, they don't care. It's basically just whatever they don't like is communist, whatever they don't like is socialist, whatever they don't like is Maoist or whatever. It doesn't have to make any sense because they just throw this red meat out to their base that eats it up. And I like the idea of the communist Santa Claus who goes around and gives presents to all the children in the world in one night for free. He doesn't charge the children. So that's not capitalism, is it? This guy just makes all these toys and gives them out. You know, his elves make the toys in the workshop and they give them all out for free. They don't charge money for that. Why are the right-wingers not coming out against Santa Claus, saying like Santa Claus is communist? But this is all so stupid. It doesn't make any sense at all. And the right-wingers are MAGA, they're just not good at these attacks. You could find real things to attack Tim Walz on, I'm sure, but just being a likable, seemingly nice guy that they're saying looks like a serial killer, this just isn't going to stick. It's not going to work for them. But Megyn Kelly, Jesse Waters, all these other right-wingers, like they said, I didn't know the guy from Newsmax, I'd never seen him before. But as Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur are pointing out, they have no policy. They have no policy that appeals to regular people. They want to take abortion away. They want to, they're coming out. It's terrible in the minds of MAGA that Tim Walz did free school lunches. Most Americans are in favor of that. If you want to call that communism, socialism, Maoism, or whatever, most Americans support that. And you're not going to win right-wingers on those types of policies. So this is all they have is these weird attacks. Tim Walz called them weird, and he was 100% right about it. So what do you think? Do you agree with Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur here? And I agree with Ana Kasparian about one thing wholeheartedly. I hate our politics. Wouldn't it be nice if we could actually just talk about whether somebody drinks through a straw or not, or how they hold their hands or bow? It's just insanity. But what do you think? Do you agree with Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur, or do you agree with Jesse Waters and Megyn Kelly on this? Make sure to leave me a comment. I love to hear your comments, or I love to read your comments. Whether it's about Ana Kasparian, Cenk Uygur, Megyn Kelly, anybody else. Make sure to give me a like and subscribe. My channel's growing really quickly, closing in on 20,000 subscribers. By the time you see this video, I might be over 20,000 subscribers. I might be over 20,000 subscribers. So I thank you for that. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so I can bring out more content like this. This is Chris on Culture. I'll see you in the next one.